Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki here, and I've got a little project that I stumbled upon a little bit by accident. I was going to do the 100-day project, and as you can see, I sort of started off really well, but then I got involved in the May Mayhem Junk Journal Challenge, and this sort of got put by the wayside. But thanks to COVID and many other things happening in my life, sometimes I need something little to do, some little crafty project when I can't sort of decide what to do. And so this little kit that I made up for the 100-day project has now become something I turn to quite often. And I thought I'd show you what I'm up to. It's a great way to use your scraps, or your paper crafting scraps. It's a great way to just, if you've only got a few minutes to spare but you want to be creative, you can have a play with this and you can make things for yourself or for others. And it's really, really simple. So the first thing I did, what I've got here is all sorts of tags that I have made. Pop them in my little holder here. I've got painted cards. I have cardstock left over, all the little pieces. I've got some old gift tags going here. These are Christmas ones, but look, cover the Merry Christmas and you're all good. I have some printed acetate, plain cardstock. Look, anything you can think of. If you've got a small piece left over, plain white paper. I've got, I cut up, I had to, for another project, I had some manila folder left over, so I cut all that up. I think, have I got any of those left? I've got pretty things from magazines. I even had some cardboard ones that I cut out from cereal boxes, but I think I must have used all those up. Also made some with washi strips. So you have those cut up, ready to go. And if you just sit down one afternoon and die cut or even hand cut out a ton of tags, they're ready to go. Then, look, these are just some little washi strips. I got them in a pack years ago. I thought I might be able to use those up. I have a little tub of tiny things that I have cut out. There's hearts and stars and little flowers. Got those, again, using up all those little scraps with a punch or a die cut. Then I have a little tub of, oops-a-daisy, go back in there. This is smaller scraps. So you can use these as, to build, what's the word I'm trying to think of? To back things and just to add some deco. So again, this is lots of little scraps, a great way to use these up. Then I have a collection of, look, there's die cuts in here, there's some little leftover stickers, there's some cutouts from magazines that I thought appealed to me. I thought, I could possibly use those one day. I have all sorts of pretty little bits and pieces here. A lot of these have come from my, little die cuts, like from the Planner Society that you can use up. Just all sorts of little bits and pieces in there. And then what I did, as I said, I started off really well with the 100-day project and, well, it sort of stopped. But look, I thought I'll show you some of the ones I have made, especially if you're not into vintage style. It's not often something I work with, so you may get some lovely inspiration from these. But of course, if you want to do vintage style, you can. Look, this one, for example, I punched a hole in it and added a piece of cord. That makes a great bookmark. You could gift this to friends. You could make some of these, to swap with your crafty friends. You can use them as gift tags. Now, of course, when we started this, we were heading into Easter. I've even made one as a little shaker pocket. Here's another Easter themed one. I had a few of those that I did because the 100-day project fell right through that zone. Just using up scraps and stickers. And this is actually Easter brads. I used those up. I made a coffee themed one. See, look, I mean, these make great bookmarks to give to friends or gift tags. I used up some little leftover bits I had of a kiss that I had purchased ages ago to make planner dividers. Just glued all those down. That one, I did some paint smooshing on a plain piece of white and added some fancy bits. This one is a stamp that I stamped on and then I watercoloured the flower in. This one here was literally made with some strips of painted fabric that I had, painted paper that I had in my stash, but I thought that was really effective. And of course you can use these in your journal if you're into journaling. Another little play with some watercolour. What else have I got here? This was using up some scraps on a piece of cardstock. Little bit of layering going on here with some ribbon and mesh. This is literally just little strips of paper all stuck down, and then a little square and then a little tag. Just a little bit of layering going on. This one here, again, this is a leftover piece of paper that I had painted. Just stuck it down onto a lovely hot pink piece. Used some words that I had handy. A little bit more watercolour with a little die cast. Oh, another coffee themed one. I always have plenty of those. Then I also did a few that are sort of COVID related because I am doing a memory keeping thing that I only decided to do a little while ago. So I've made up a few. These are going in my memory keeping for this year because all this COVID thing hit and I was quite paralysed. I didn't craft, I didn't do anything because I had to go to work every day. So I work for Woolies. I'm an online shopping supervisor. I cut this out of some junk mail, had this green piece in my stash. Stay home. Yes, well, I couldn't do that, so I've crossed that out. So that is going in my memory keeping. Here's another one. This will be for the very first day where we were told to stay home. I think that was the 23rd of March, so I'll be including that in my memory keeping. Look, that was just a simple little bit of watercolour and a tiny little house I cut out of a magazine. And stay home, I found that I think in a magazine. So that's certainly for going in my memory keeping thing that I'm doing. I also made this one for Anzac Day. I just stuck down layers of, well, this one's actually a bit vintagey, vintage style papers, and I cut out the poppies out of a piece of junk mail that came from our local member, and the little commemorative Anzac badge. So because Anzac Day is usually a day where Australians and New Zealanders get together and drink at pubs and remember those that fought for us, and we all had to stay home. So I went out on my driveway with a candle, just like many of my neighbours. So I will be journaling about that. Oh, here's a little rogue Easter one, but this one is also going in my journal because it was the first Easter I sat at home alone if I wasn't at work instead of having wonderful family time. So this bunny has a little bit of a grumpy looking face, and that's exactly what I was. So that one's going in my memory keeping too. And another one, this one I created because my father went into hospital during our lockdown and I wasn't allowed to go up and visit. So that is also going in my memory keeping. So look, this is a really easy project to do, and it's something when you've got 5 minutes to spare, you can quickly create a card, you can create a tag. And if I decided I'm going to keep all this together in this lovely little box that I managed to score, was one of my daughters got a candle set for Christmas, and I thought, oh, what a great box, and it's turned out perfect for this. So I keep this in my studio now, and whenever I have a few minutes, I make another tag. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to do some quick creating, and especially if you've got a bit of creative block going on, this is an ideal project to get you going again. You just never know what you might need a pretty little tag for. So until next time, take care and stay safe. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you do. Plenty more wonderful crafty things coming up through the year. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.